As he opened his eyes, he felt a wave of confusion wash over him. He had no memory of how he got here or where he was. As he stood up and surveyed his surroundings, he realized that he was alone in a world that had been abandoned. The streets were empty, the buildings were in ruins, and there was no sign of life anywhere. He began to roam, searching for any clues as to what had happened and how he had ended up in this desolate place. As he journeyed through the empty city, his mind raced with questions. Where were the people who used to live here? What had caused them to leave? And most importantly, how was he going to get out? Days turned into weeks, and still he found no answers. He was completely alone, with nothing but his own thoughts and the eerie silence of the abandoned world surrounding him. But even in the face of this overwhelming mystery, he refused to give up. He continued to explore, to search, to try and figure out the truth behind this strange and haunting world. For he knew that even in the darkest of places, there was always a glimmer of hope, a ray of light that could guide him home. As time passed, the man's determination to uncover the truth grew stronger. He refused to accept the idea that he was trapped here forever. He knew that he had to keep searching, keep exploring, and keep pushing forward, no matter how difficult or impossible the task seemed. And then, one day, he stumbled upon a clue, a small piece of paper lying in the rubble of an old building. It was barely legible, but it gave him a glimmer of hope. With renewed vigor, he set out to follow this lead. He searched high and low through crumbling buildings and overgrown streets until he finally found what he had been looking for. A hidden door, concealed behind a pile of rubble. He pushed it open and stepped inside, heart pounding with anticipation. What he found there was beyond his wildest imaginings, a laboratory filled with strange equipment and experiments. And then he saw it. A machine unlike anything he had ever seen before. It hummed with energy, pulsing with an otherworldly power that he could feel in his bones. Without hesitation, he stepped inside the machine and felt a surge of electricity course through him. And then, everything went black. When he opened his eyes again, he was back in his own world. It was like waking from a dream, but he knew that it had been real. He had found his way home through sheer force of will and determination, and as he looked out at the familiar streets and buildings, he knew that he would never forget the lessons he had learned in that strange and abandoned world. For even in the darkest of places, there is always a way out, always a way to find hope and light.